So, Black Ops 4 Zombies, probably one of the most controversial zombies experiences. A stepping stone into the modern age. We have so much we can talk about today, but let's play one of the least controversial maps. We'll play 9. 9 isn't controversial. 9 is actually seen as one of the best maps in this game. Now, any of the other maps, it's kind of hit and miss. You know, a lot of people say that Ancient Evil is really good. I love the specialist weapons, the equipment, the starting weapon. I think this is like probably one of the best parts about this game. Perk system myself, I'm not a fan of the perk system. I think their goal and reason why they did it was horrible and it didn't ended up working how it was supposed to. Now, BO4, man, this game went through a lot of hate. Also stuck in the prime time of Fortnite and Apex, I'm pretty sure. I think Apex came out right as this came out, or if not soon after. This game was like beyond cooked. This was like the little bro in the industry at the time. A lot of people say that this game aged really well, and I agree, this game did age really well because all of the problems with this game were valid at the time. A lot of people don't remember, this game launched so badly. It was so bad at launch. For zombies anyway, you had two big problems at launch. You had the community sentiment being mad about chaos taking the story. Not a lot of premise crew, especially since BO3 was so hype. People were excited to continue that, and then they weren't there. They just weren't there at all. And the one map that premise was in just really wasn't well received, and then DLC 1 also wasn't premise. It was chaos. So a lot of people were mad about the story, and then a lot of people were mad about the gameplay changes. They removed Jug. We have 200 health right here. And the community was also split. A lot of people were trying to solve different Easter eggs, and trying to solve those Easter eggs was a fucking nightmare. This game's performance, why am I doing headshot? This game's performance was fucking dog shit at launch. Here, let's get our challenge flag right here. You had a whole bunch of people trying to do all 3 Easter eggs. All 3 Easter eggs barely worked because the game kept crashing, and half of them were fetch quests. Dead of the Night was pretty bad. Voyage of Despair had the horrible map layout. So on one hand, you had a completely broken game that just didn't function at all, and on the other hand, people were mad about the fundamental design and choices of the story. And the reason why this game aged like fine wine is because those aren't problems anymore. The game is fixed mostly, and also people aren't that mad about the story now. People are actually interested in chaos and want to see more of chaos, which I do too. I agree with that. I do want to see more of chaos. A lot of people also aren't mad about the ending anymore. A lot of people are mad about the ending. I'm sorry, I can't defend that ending. That ending was dog shit. Also, Great War talk. There's a lot of debate on if the Great War map even existed. I do think Great War existed. I just think the base launch of this game was so bad. They had to spend so many resources fixing Easter egg steps, fixing bugs, fixing the game, that it took a lot of the resources away from the development of this game. And not only that, in the middle of BO4, they had to start making Cold War. So their development time was completely fucked. And that kind of sucks with a lot of these zombies games, is that especially with Treyarch gets fucked over with development time all the time. And they often have to leave their games halfway through the cycle to be able to make the next game. And that just, it's annoying as shit, man. I also think BO4 is pretty appreciated because a lot of people do not appreciate modern zombies. This is kind of like the stepping stone into modern zombies, but it's not like completely modern zombies. I think what BO4 did so well is that it's still random. Modern zombies just isn't random anymore because of the point system, because of loadouts, because of ammo especially, and weapon rarities. In zombie games, you need to get another gun. You need to spin the box, or you need to do something. You need to do an Easter egg step to get a different gun. And in modern zombies, you just don't need to do that anymore. You can just use the same gun the entire time. It's actually insane. So early rounds in modern zombies is just so fucking boring. But in old zombies like BO3, BO2, BO1, it was so much fun because you would immediately get a random gun, and that random gun can be a great gun to start your progression and start getting set up, or it can be horrible and it can create funny moments, and you know, there's a whole bunch of things that would happen. It was random. It was so much fun. Now in zombies, your starting loadout is all you need. It is all you will ever need. I have to slide under a blade trap. I'm pretty sure, is this a blade trap? You know, I'm fine with all the changes that has happened to zombies, you know, in terms of like perk and systems and all that stuff, but the randomness needs to come back. Zombies early round is exactly the same, and that's the biggest thing. Like late round zombies has pretty much been the same thing for all the zombie games. It's just pretty map dependent. You know, what is your setup for high rounds? But early rounds is what makes every single map unique, and early rounds in modern zombies and Cold War and BO6 are exactly the same no matter the map. It's bullshit because of the fact that that weapon will just take you through the entire thing. Also, this map probably has one of my favorite pack-a-punch steps. All right, we get the tiger head, and then this should be our pack-a-punch pistol, right? See, like this whole setup right here, getting this pack-a-punch pistol is so unique and so much fun. But if I was in a modern map, I wouldn't need to do this. I wouldn't do it at all. Like imagine if Citadel was in BO3. That would be easily an S tier map if it was in BO3, but it's not. Zombie maps are just way too boring now because if you've done one game, you've done them all. The only difference in modern zombies and between the maps is the late rounds. What are you going to do for a high round? That is absolutely it. And of course, Easter eggs. Oh, I'll get this head. Also, this map, I haven't glazed this map at all. One of the best maps. This map is amazing. I do think the layout is a little repetitive, but just an amazing aesthetic. Like, what happened to this aesthetic in Modern Zombies, man? Based off of the BO7 leaks, that we go back to something like this. Because BO7 leaks, in terms of what the premises of the maps, seem pretty insane. If I remember correctly, one is in like Vietnam under a volcano. One is a dark aether space station. Like, the whole idea of the maps seems so much more interesting than what BO6 and Cold War were. I know a lot of people hate like the whole fantasy shit with zombies. I love it. I love BO3. I love the bright colors. I love the non-stop bullshit. Get a shield part right here. Nice. Then we'll ring this dong, bro. The FOV right now is killing me. There we go. And that's 3. And now in terms of DLC for BO4, it wasn't amazing. Dead of the Night is kind of controversial. It's either an amazing map or you hate it. It kind of depends, because the Easter egg is very, very fetch questy. You need to know and memorize a lot of information. So if you like that shit, it's great. You know, a lot of BO4, but a lot of people just didn't like the fact that you needed to know like 15 billion different spawns. Then you have Alpha Omega. Alpha Omega is kind of looking good on now. At the time, it was not perceived as a good map. People hated Alpha Omega because it was another Nuketown map, and then, you know, reused. And then also the Easter egg I'm pretty sure was around 100, but a lot of people didn't even know that was a thing for a while, or could even get to it, because of the fact that the game would crash so much. It would fucking crash all the time. Like, how are people supposed to know that? Now, there is a shield part in here somewhere. I don't know where. I think there's one spawn right here. Spawn this guy in. I think there's a spawn on the shelf. Oh yeah, okay, here it is. Very nice. And now we have Pack-a-Punch. We just got to go down there. And I need one more shield part. I think I know where it is. Okay, here's the last shield part. Build Pack-a-Punch though. There we go. There's Pack-a-Punch. You know, I'm kind of disappointed we haven't seen a Chaos Pack-a-Punch in BO6 yet. Box should be over here. Okay, I will spin box. A double cross. Okay. Build shield. Also, really... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Uh-oh. Also, the other skull that we can do if I want to get the Death of Orion. I have no clue where this skull is, dude. Finding this skull is actually ass. A locust? Not in zombies. I'm trying to think about other DLC maps. We had classified, but then again, like, a lot of the premise stuff was just remastered maps. Tag, classified. Kind of sucks. Only Chaos actually got... Oh my god, I'm almost dead. What the fuck? Only Chaos got original maps in this game, which a lot of people felt betrayed, I guess. Which I agree, you know, having that feeling, but, you know, now it doesn't matter. Nobody gives a shit. There's been so much time. But the one true gem of this game is definitely Ancient Evil. I gotta play that map, but I don't want to spend $50 on this account to be able to play it. Why do I have to spend $50 to buy the seasonal pass for one map that I want to play? I don't even want to play the other maps. I don't give a shit. I accidentally took an elixir. I think something's wrong here. Oh, fuck these things. I remember those. Oh, God. Okay, nice. What the fuck? Okay, nice. Okay, so this is my first time using Stonewall. This might be a bad idea, but we're gonna chill in a corner, I guess. This seems like a bad idea. Okay, maybe this isn't going good. Pop ability. Okay, I think I'm good. Okay, let's open some crates. What do we get? Oh, what the hell? That's pretty cool. Yeah, Black Ops 6 Zombies kind of aged really, really well. A lot of the problems have been fixed and the community doesn't care that much, so it's pretty cool. Can't say the same for games like World War II, but yeah.